Collar cam. Name. Ava. Date. Redacted. Time. Redacted.
Oh, wow, you're such a good listener. I can't believe it. It's just so incredible. Everybody's talking about it. No one can get enough. It's just so fucking incredible. No one can fucking take it. It's just so fucking amazing. Has anybody ever told you that? Just kidding. I know they have. Because they fucking told me that they told you. They couldn't fucking wait to tell me. I don't know why I let this kind of shit bother me so much. But Rita and Tony can just be so fucking insufferable sometimes. You're kind of cute though, dummy. Anybody ever tell you that? Yeah, me too. Never by anyone we want though, am I right? I can't believe I'm actually talking to you. I must be off my fucking rocker. I mean, there is something nice about knowing you will just listen and not budge in with your incredible insights. The world really would be a better place if people just kept their genius ideas to themselves. Or danced them out. Who put this ridiculous sign on you anyway? Let's talk. It screams Rita. Oh, you know what, dummy? I got something for you. That's right. Right here in my bag. A bag is a girl's best friend. Don't let anyone tell you different. Here we are. Always have a biscuit in your bag. You never know when a cute little dummy is going to cross your path, looking for a bribe. There you go. Don't say I never did anything for you, all right? Auntie Ava always gots the goods. Good? Good. Looks like the garden is kicking ass again. It's really all 'cause of Grandma. Rita and Tony are probably taking all the credit for it, but they rarely know what the fuck they're talking about. They're out of their range of fucking comprehension. Grandma, on the other hand, was on another level of gardening. I mean, she was on another level of everything. See that tree in the yard next door? The first day I moved here, into that house, I climbed that tree. My little secret hiding place, away from everyone. They would call my name, looking for me everywhere. I liked the feeling of people being near me and yet having no clue where I was. Like I was invisible. And when I was up there, I would watch Grandma working away in this garden. Well, eventually, my secret was out. This little alley cat, Alan, found me. He would always meow at me while I was up there, and I would get so mad. It was like he was purposely trying to blow my cover. That little fucker. And I have been keeping treats in my bag ever since. There's always going to be dummies I gotta bribe to shut up and leave me alone. Anyway, I remember the first fall. Real bummer day. Leaves were falling, and my hiding spot days were numbered. I couldn't sleep, so I just went up in the tree. Figured Alan was around to keep me company. There was not a breath of wind. The moon was full and bright, and I just watched it through the patches of missing leaves. I could hear something going on over here in Grandma's garden. And I look over, and in the middle of all the dark, I saw her, white as the moon, naked as an alley cat, rolling around in the soil, making dirt angels. Big smile on her face, staring up at the moon. She was so fucking beautiful, I couldn't believe it. I don't think I've ever told anybody that before. Hey, whoa, down, dummy. Watch where you're pointing that biscuit breath. Yuck. I really vibed with Grandma. She never told me what to do. She never told me anything, actually. She just did her thing and let me join in if I wanted to. There was something to that. No matter what was going on, no matter what time of day, if you showed up at Grandma's house, you got fed. Period. She would just keep bringing stuff until you left. There was something to that. I wonder how old she was. I wonder, everything about her. We really don't know anything. How fucked is that? How fucked is it that I didn't even think that was a big deal at the time? So fucked. And then, one day, she just left. Was she in pain? Was she scared? I mean, I don't recall anything out of the ordinary, except for the fact that she was just all of a sudden gone. She had never quit doing her thing. She never missed a beat. I guess she never wanted anything else. An easy way out. She didn't want out. She just made her body do the leaving. She would never quit herself. She was totally pro-life. Apparently, LLU set us up with her, but I don't think we have any real proof of that. Fucking LLU. They are partly responsible for all this wackiness. Maybe completely. I mean, how did they even find all us wackos? Not a single sane person in the bunch. We're all just so up our own asses in our own special way. I mean, I guess Rita and Tony are pretty harmless. At least they appear to be. I suppose they've both been there for me at some crucial moments. My little dummy guard dogs. Freak show, though. Whoa. Fucking rabid dog. What a fucking psycho. I mean, Freak show has his eyes on everything. So it's just a matter of time before he comes for you. Watch yourself. Who knows what has happened to that freak show over his lifetime? He probably doesn't even know. Maybe he just hit his head in that special spot. Random accident. And just flipped the freak show switch. The freak show stars aligned. Once in a lifetime freak show. I've definitely never met anyone quite so fucked up, before or since. My natural instinct was just to stay away. Don't stare directly at the freak show. Looking at it will just pull you into it. But I guess attempting to ignore it just fuels it further. I think Freak Show went for Rita first. Easiest target. She practically asked for it. Always doing his homework. Rita the tutor. More like Rita the homework doer. Oh, I don't want to get started on her. I often wonder if her wanting to help is just her wanting to do it for you. It starts out that she wants to show you how to do something, but it always just ends up her wanting to show you how she does it. It was so fucking obvious that Freak Show knew how to do the work, and just lied to get her to do it for him. So fucking obvious. She must have known. But she told herself that Freak Show actually wanted to be with her. Just levels upon levels of pathetic. I even confronted her about it, and all she would do is defend him. You don't know him like I know him. Yeah, I bet, dummy. I bet you know him real well. It really is just sad. And, well, Poor Tony. His days were numbered from day one. Tony the punching bag. Imagine sharing a house with that freak show. Just the constant physical and psychological abuse. Constantly asking freak show to stop, which basically meant the exact opposite to the freak show. Fuck. Rita always coming in to break it up. Tony just letting it happen. It really is just sad. There were some close calls in those days. I always managed to somehow wiggle my way out. But that one day, in the basement, I let my guard down. I wasn't thinking. I didn't have an escape route. And the freak show cornered me. We both knew it. Didn't have to say anything. Fuck, was I mad at myself. I knew better. So stupid. Likely just followed me back from school. His manic smile. Fucking freak show. I don't know. I was tired. I didn't want to run or fight anymore. I just laid on the couch and buried my face in the cushion. Just ragdolled. Fuck, I remember the shaking. I shook so bad, I wiggled right out of myself. I watched us from up in the corner of the ceiling. Just ripping my pants down. Me laid out like a corpse. And then there's poor Tony. Just no idea what he's stumbling into. Was probably just going to grab a jar from the cellar and watch some TV. Freak show yelled at him to get out, and I feel like every single other time he would have just followed the orders. But not this time. I had never seen Tony like that. I didn't recognize him. He didn't say anything. It was like his normal, slacker, slouched posture corrected for the first time in his life. He looked a foot taller. I don't even know what the expression was on his face. But I guess the closest description you could give might be dummy fearlessness. I mean, he didn't actually know I didn't want to be there. Like that. But he knew. Somehow. And with that, I wiggled back into me. And I turned from the cushion and looked him right in the eyes. And he started towards me. Freak show probably threatened him or something. But Tony didn't stop. He didn't say anything either. He just kept looking at me on the couch. I fixed my pants, and I was just kind of frozen there, watching Tony getting thrown around the basement. Freak show was using Tony like a fucking wrecking ball. Just demolishing everything in the basement. All the while, Tony kept looking over at me like Freak show wasn't even there. I don't know why, but I couldn't do anything. I didn't want to run. I didn't want to help him. I didn't want to even say stop. I just cried and smiled as I watched him get absolutely pulverized. I couldn't stop looking him in his eyes. His clothes were like ripped to shreds. His body bleeding and bruised. Yet the look on his face remained exactly the same. Completely unfazed. Unharmed. And kept looking right at me. There was ruins of shit everywhere. Freak show was full on fucking freak show mode. Rage blackout. Foaming at the mouth. Like he was fucking possessed or something. He must have noticed we were not paying attention to him at all. And that just pushed the freak show over the edge. If he would have kept on, he was definitely going to end him. But he had just slammed Tony into the bookshelf across from the couch, and as he stepped back, he lost his footing on something, fell over, and absolutely slammed his fucking head on what was left of the TV stand. Out fucking cold. And just like that, all was still. I thought I pissed myself, but it wasn't piss. And poor Tony just laid there, arms and legs splayed out, his right eye half shut from swelling, staring right at me. A grin on his lips, he licked the blood dripping from his nose, making a lip-smacking sound, and said, in the most perfectly dummy, fearless way. I fucking burst out laughing. Or crying. Probably both. Definitely both. My little dummy guard dog. Good boy, I said, and he started to laugh too. Hey, dummy, what did I say about that biscuit breath? So yeah, we just stayed there, right where we were. I don't think either of us could have moved, even if we wanted to. Just staring and giggling at each other, because we couldn't do anything else. Like we were the only ones who were really there. Fuck, I totally forgot. To top it all off, the moment was broken by footsteps on the stairs. And who was it? Fucking Grandma. Just slowly making her way down the stairs, one step at a time. And we just start fucking doubling over, giggling at each of her slow, cute little footsteps. She gets to the basement. Audible gasp. We look over at her, and she's just shaking her head. Turns to the cellar, grabs a jar, and just slowly heads right back up those stairs. Fuck, did we laugh. Hey, dummy, what did I say? That's it. No more biscuits for you. Yeah, it wasn't long after that. Freak Show stole Tony's car and ended Brit. I mean, they said there was no real proof, but I fucking knew it. I could feel it. He knew how close we were, and he couldn't stand it. He wanted whatever it was that we had, without earning it. Fucking story of his life right there. That fucked me up real bad. Then Grandma left, and I was totally lost. Numb. I guess I kind of lost connection with everything. The two people I connected with most in the world were gone. The only one left was a fucking dummy alley cat. I mean, I'm not from this town. I'm not that attracted to it. It holds way more fucked up memories than good ones. So I just naturally fucked off to the city. Freak Show and Rita followed suit after they finished up with school. I was able to continue avoiding Freak Show completely, thank fuck. I guess there was more than enough people to prey on there to keep him distracted. Poor Tony stuck around here, though. I forced him to make a little cat door in the basement for Alan, just in case they ever needed each other. Tony just does whatever I say. But he never chased after me. I guess I always kind of liked him best for that. Rita, on the other hand, has never stopped bugging me to stay in touch. I mean, she's never been too nosy or anything. I don't know. I guess she was always trying to be like a big sister or something. Just wanting to tell me all the stuff she was doing. Like I gave a shit. I guess it's been nice to have a somewhat normal relationship with someone. Nice to know I had a place I could hide if I was ever in the neighborhood. It was also nice when she started going steady with Marshall. She stopped forcing me to hang out with her. I mean, if I'm honest with myself, I was a little envious of Rita. Everything about her life was just so normal. Normal job, normal house, normal man. I mean, compared to mine anyway. I remember she invited me over to celebrate their engagement. She had the backyard all decked out with lights, and her garden was just gorgeous. And they had some tunes playing, and they just started dancing there in the garden. It was just so corny and normal, and yet really fucking pretty and precious. Dummy! Enough with that. Gross! I hadn't let a man put his hands on me in a very long time. Like, I don't even know the last time. Probably since Freak Show tried, actually. Maybe not the most healthy thing. It's not like I didn't want it. And then, just a random passing thought I had while dancing one day, how Tony had such massive hands. I don't know why that popped in my head. I hadn't seen or thought of the guy in years. And I just thought, fuck it. So I took the train back to town to see him. He was still living here, in the basement, all this time. I felt sorry for the guy. But I mean, come on. Get your shit together. I guess he never really ever had his shit together before, though, so. Poor Tony. So much potential. When I got here, I saw the cat door, and I couldn't believe I totally forgot about Alan the alley cat. And he was still alive. Unbelievable. Dummy Alan the alley cat. Now old man Alan the basement cat. He totally remembered me too. I don't think I cried that hard since Britt left. I was so happy. I picked him up and we were dancing around the basement. He purred like crazy, so I did too. Tony said Alan never let him touch him. It was kind of fucked up being back in Grandma's basement after all that time. It felt like home, though. Tony had kept the garden up. Might have been the only thing he was up to since I left town. He said he basically canned the whole frickin' garden every summer and just lived off it the whole winter. What a guy. But yeah, his hands were just like I remembered them. Thick and strong. I couldn't keep my eyes off them. He was showing me some of his favorite tapes from his collection. Shit he recorded over the years. His hands so gentle, yet firm. I told him I had a kink in my neck or something. He put his hands on me and fuck. The floodgates just opened. I don't know. Something about being back in the basement and Alan in my arms and Tony's hands on me. I just felt safe. At home. At peace. I could see why he was down there this whole time. I told him he had to come back with me to the city. Most of the tapes he was playing were of the pros. I told him he could go see the pros play live, like every day. He almost sounded scared of the idea. I mean, it seemed like everything he was into watching was taped in the city. Except Grandma's house, I guess. He was hemming and hawing, and I continued selling him on the city. Told him he should take a break from the house. Change things up a bit. Live a little. He said he had been kind of down since the band was on their latest break, but just kept insisting that he couldn't leave the house. Well, I guess it was at that point I got a little naughty thought. I gave him one of my tapes to put on. I set Alan down, and started in on a little striptease. Oh, his face was adorable, like he saw a ghost. I finished up and laid face down on the couch. I looked over and could see his hammer piercing through his pants. I motioned him over with my finger, and he walked over, and I giggled and said, "Good boy." I couldn't believe how fucking soaked I was with Tony. And oh my, that hammer. He put his hands on me again, and I told him to keep going. And he kept going. He was on my legs, and it felt so fucking good I couldn't stand it. I was moaning, like real, full on, uncontrollable moaning. Like I was having grandma's pie. I couldn't stand it. I rolled over on my back, and he was still looking adorable. I'm like, "Pull that hammer out." And he did. And I said, "Good boy." And I said, "Bang that hammer." And he did. And I rubbed my flour and pinched my nips, and we just stared at each other. Everything watering. I look over, and Alan was just chilling in his little bed in the corner, just watching us like a little dummy pervert. Tony starts looking like he's gonna be sick, making all kinds of weird faces. My flour was bumping like crazy. For what? Tony banging his hammer, Alan chilling, and I'm just gushing. Tony starts hollering, and then I start hollering, and Tony starts unloading all over me like I'm on fire. And we're both just twitching, and I'm like, "Good boy." And we just start laughing, and we couldn't stop. Just laughing and crying.